Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to day 14. This is my first video on RK2, yes, and I'm on character Fluttershy. Now if you saw my donation drive, Fluttershy was a level, was it 2? Yes, a level 2 shade. And I wasn't going to play the game all over again and make you guys have to watch the newbie zone, etc, etc. But I ended up making Fluttershy into an MA. Mainly, I just want to say right off the top, Shade is probably the worst character in the world for a new player. Definitely for a new player. And even still really pretty bad for a player like myself who just started to play again and doesn't have any high-level mains, mainly because Shades do not use... Oh shit, I thought he was going for me. Shades do not use... implants or symbionts, which are commonly on the GMS. There's spirits on there as well, but most people throw them out, or they throw them in a bank, and that's it. No one looks at them again. So yeah, it wasn't going to work out well, and it wasn't really good viewership. I was spending half my time trying to worry about getting spirits than actually enjoying the game. So I created this character this morning, and her name is Fluttershy. She's only level 25. Don't worry, I didn't level up too high. I did twink her up because I wanted to show you guys things like the subway and etc. So this episode, I just wanted to talk about my MA and what's going on here. First of all, I have 98 NCU. That's just because I'm wearing an NCU ring, which you can get from the subway. And I also have this one multi-melee and multi-range, completely useless. It's from the subway also, but it can sell for, I think, like 200,000 or 500,000 or so, if you find the right buyer. The downside is the juggler's tree is unique, so you can only get one, but you can farm the max NCU rings, and people will pay you between, I think, 200 and 500,000. So if you're a total froob, or even a person who has a premium account with SL and everything, you could still farm those and sell them. But probably not as good as some things, but I think overall they're not actually a bad little thing to sell, and some people buy them for twinking. Myself, I just have a couple from being in the subway, and I'll show you that in the next episode. Actually, no, the episode after, because after this episode, I'm going to show you a bit of Shadowlands and what I've done to get to level 25, since there is a slight gap in there. I felt like instead of showing you where I am at the time of leveling, instead I would actually just do that content and then go back and show you part of it. So, for example, Temple of Three Winds at level 60, instead of me actually showing you me struggling and getting owned and dying and coming back and showing you like 1/10 of it, I'll twink up at 60 and show you the layout a bit. So that's sort of my plan. So right now I'm just going to show you in this episode quickly my martial artist. She is level 25. I went Solstice because symbionts are kind of hard to twink on, and I found, from what I've been reading and talking to people, Solstice are a little bit better to get the symbionts on. Also, they look cute, and overall they're not bad. They're an okay, like for sure they're one of the okay races for a martial artist. And Opifex is probably the second, or probably. Well, it depends on the person, but Opifex is clearly a good choice. I would say they're both in like the first place choice. It's not like a Shade where Opifex is the only choice for a Shade, because your spirits are literally just Agile and Sense, and that's your two main stats on an Opifex, and as well as many of the other features is completely purely Opifex based. Where martial artists, I mean, Assaultus has a good nano pool, a good HP pool. I heal myself. Yeah, I have heals, by the way, if you didn't know that. And I even have a team heal. This is the downside to heals. There is a cooldown period. I can still fight during those heals, and there's also a team version. We can click that. It kind of is not bad. 54 to 133. This one goes up to 200. And then I have this Red Dawn that heals me for double my martial artist skill. I could be wrong on that, but as far as I know, it's double. So it can heal me for, I'm assuming, about 500, which is quite good because I can use this every 60 seconds while fighting, and it's like a move. And then I have just my Brawl. Oh, I probably have another perk. You know, I didn't even look. I think I was saving till level 30 actually. Yeah. I'm not the best at perks, but I'll get to that in a minute. So in my inventory, I have my neck piece for being clan. I've decided to go clan, and I have no points yet. And those are other things I'm going to show you in the near future, actually, probably at level 25 before I go on some missions. Here I have my Ofab martial artist helmet. You can usually get a set. Basically how it works is you buy this with VB points. I think I've shown you guys this in the past, but I might as well just make this one rundown tutorial of Borealis and some of the useful things. So Ofab is what you buy with VP points. What was it? Victory points. And yeah, victory points, not veteran points. And you can get them down right here. This is my martial artist. Unfortunately, you cannot access or buy other ones. But if you find, say, you're a trader, and you could go to some traders or ask in trade. Don't bother each individual person. Wow, look at that, the outfit on that. You can go up and say, hey, Pork, by any chance, do you have any VP points to buy? I would like to buy some Ofab. And for a set of the level 25 QL, costs basically $1 million, which is about 500 victory points. The scale is basically 1,000 victory points is 2 million credits. So that's the rough scale on both, it seems, RK1 and RK2. But I could be wrong. This is definitely on RK2. So that's where I got my Ofab. So I got a nice set of that. And there's some really good pieces on here. For example, the sleeves add all offensive, which is pretty good. That's 2 extra damage, 4 in total for both sleeves. And you know, it has dodge range and some maximum and sensory impairment. It's little crap stuff there. The gloves are pretty cool too. They added sense, which is good for twinking. I'm not sure if the gloves are the big things that you buy or if they're more like a twinking item. And then the pants are definitely ones that you probably want to get no matter what. They offer agility, and they also offer the martial artist skill, and they have duck on it, and some time and space as well. That's for critical buffs, I believe. Look at, I'm learning, guys. And then you got the boots, which are pretty cool. They add a bit of run speed and some max health, and the physical speed as well as +5. So you get some good bonuses there, and the chest even has stuff like max NCU 3, meta creation and stamina, and more max health 50 too. So everything has its use, but in order, the biggest ones would be probably your pants, and then I think the sleeves are okay, and then your gloves I think would be more for twinking, but I guess you can wear it too, every little point you can get, depending on what gear you have, right? I mean, everything's gear based, so for example, I mean, me who has nothing on this server, who's starting pretty much fresh, except getting a donation of some credits here and there, Ofab is a perfect piece of armor. It's probably the best thing I can get, way better than carb armor. And then after, when I hit title level 3, when I get about 300 cents, I believe, then I should look into Predator armor. And usually you can get, if you find it from a reasonable person, you can get the full set, including the shoulders, for about 30 million credits. But you have to find and locate the right person. You can spam and trade as well, trying to buy that. If you notice, I've been hiding my chat for the reason of privacy, just because I'm not in an org, but I'm in a private channel, and I didn't really want to have their comments and things displayed out in the public, just to be polite. So I have also NCU set here. So these chips give 19. I have a belt of 4, and yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. And then we have the implants. I have, most of them are 30. I didn't really twink in them. I could have gotten special buffs from each one. The only ones I kind of twinked in was the more of the martial artist useful ones, like the martial artist here is quality level 50 and gives 30 skill. And so that's implants. And for people who may have missed the implant, if you're totally new, basically in Anarchy Online you definitely put implants on, unless if you're a shade. And to get implants, you just go to a basic store and you go to Professions Implant Department, and then there's implants for all your characters. And basically you activate this machine, which is like a surgery clinic. I think it takes like 300 or 600 credits from you, and then you were to buy your implants, and then you can put them in your implant slot, which is pretty cool. And then I got this. I have it in my back actually right now, kind of useless, but a trench coat I got in the subway. People keep commenting how it's cool. I think there's a trench coat like this one that actually has stats that's cost millions of dollars. Something I'll never have, but and I guess people comment on it a lot and just they thought it was cool. So yeah, it's a cool little piece of thing. So martial artists. We don't use weapons. Well, we do at high levels, and I think that's like 210 type high, not like, you know, level 100 or even maybe 200. Basically, I think that's when our fists don't do enough minimum damage, and then we end up going with sticks, Shen sticks, I believe they're called. But basically, what our job is to do is increase your martial artists. There we go. Martial artists attack as high as possible, and like your martial artist skill, and increase your physical speed. And basically, when your martial artist skills increases, the slower your speed becomes. So you got to make sure your physical speed is up. And of course, later on, I'm pretty sure you can max defense bar down here with it. But yeah, and then so we have heals, and we even have the Red Dawn perk, which when I own a mob, or like when I'm killing it, I can hit that and does some damage, and as well as heal me. And then I get even these like special buffs like this one here. Can I? Oh, my NC is full right now, which adds 28 damage, and I believe that's minimum damage as well. But you guys probably will make a comment on the expert on that. And these only last for like 50 seconds, but they're worth it. When you're fighting and just farming, they're definitely worth it. And then we got this one that stays on for the whole 30 minutes, which is 6 extra damage, which definitely helps. And then I got these, the LE ones, the research. I've been actually researching. I've been holding on cap right now, so let's check that out. Let's go to our skills and research. So you have the research here I've shown you guys in the past. Basically, when you click it, so I click this one. Oh, here we go. We click it, and I've already leveled this one, so it gives 5 agility. This one gives 5 intellect. This one here gave me a special medical remedy. When in combat, you'll occasionally restore a portion of your health. And then this one will be 4 NCU. And then this one is 15. Oh, that's later on. This one is 5 agility. And so I did the agility ones, of course, first. You do what's like best for your class. And then here's this one. What is this? Reflex. Occasionally increase your damage output. And then we have, this one was not the best, I think it was intellect again. Yeah, 5 intellect. So you had 5 intellects and 2 agility ones, and etc, etc. And which was pretty cool. And yeah, so that was research. I have it 100%. But if you're really wanting to cap your character, for example, Subway, you cannot go there at level 26. For Temple of Three Winds, you cannot go there after 60. Now, I think you can go to some of these if you're in there, or if you get a warp, which I don't think you could go get a warp in the Subway, but if you're in the Temple of Three Winds, you may be able to get a level 60 engineer to warp you in there. Just trust me, do not level past 60. And to prevent that, hit F10, and in your preferences tab, go down to miscellaneous, I believe. Nope. Here we go. I gotta noob this out and be like, okay, where is it? It was probably miscellaneous. I just can't see it. Oh no, that's not it. we get to be totally noob here, right? Control center. I'm sure it would be something that I would have ticked off, not ticked on, right? Huh. Oh, down here, behavior. That was what it. So down in preference, behavior, and then you can disable all EXP gains. Research is still active, it says, as well as AI EXP, because you don't. There's no reason to cap AI EXP, as far as I know. I'll make sure I try that one day and let you guys know. So yeah, I think that gives you an idea of my MA. I mean, it's not special. I'm not rich. I don't think I'm going to spend a month twinking it and doing S10, because S10, even to twink for it, costs money, and I just don't have the credits for it. I've never enjoyed twinking for that, which sucks, because there's people who could kill like a level 200 who isn't like well twinked. That's like level 150 S10 easily. Like, I mean, these guys twink for like months sometimes. It's crazy some of the guys you see. I saw one guy who's wearing so many crazy items. He must have had like hundreds, like maybe even $300-400 or $400, 300-400 plus damage skills on him. Like it would have been insane. And all these evade items and stuff. So I do like twinking a bit, but I've never been the hardcore twinker. I don't know if I never had the patience. It's not even the patience. It's looking for the right people to buff you, and always having to bug everyone. I've just always been sort of like to myself kind of guy. But either way, you can play the game in many ways, and yeah, I think that pretty much wraps it up. So I got a few buffs here. This one here, you notice I'm moving quite fast. This is a 720 run speed buff, so like I move pretty fast. This is sort of what you would move around level, I guess, 150, 200, up roughly around the speed I'm going. A bit faster, actually. Oh yeah, a bit faster. You'd probably have a couple hundred more points in there between those levels, but yeah, you definitely move a lot faster, and and if you put a fixer on buff on top of that, then you really start flying. Unfortunately, this buff doesn't work in SL, which is Shadowlands. It only works in RK. But yeah, I think that's it, and I think my next episode, I'm going to just give you a quick rundown of what I've done in the Shadowlands since I've, like, literally from level 1 to 25. It'll be a pretty fast episode. I'll just do a quick run of just where I've leveled, what I've done, and yeah, and then we'll move on to trying to do some of the subway content tonight. I can't solo everything in the subway, not the last boss for sure, but I can definitely show you where you can go and stuff, and even show you, I'm going to show you how to use Recipe Pot for items that drop that make no sense. Most of the time those are items that can be created and crafted with something, and that'll give you guys a little idea of Recipe Pot basically. And oh, by the way, I just wanted to show you, these are the LE research perks. These are the ones that occasionally damage output or occasionally heal. These do not work every time you zone. You might or die or etc. So every time you zone, just throw these back on, and they stay on. There's no, as far as I know, there's no timer. They don't last only an hour. They stay there, and they'll go to like, they only last 40 seconds, and then they'll reset themselves over and over and over. But as far as I know, most of the time when you zone, I believe it resets them, or at least it does for me half the time. But anyways, and here's a martial artist, I believe. Oh no, a nanotechnician, but he's using Shen sticks. Oh good, he didn't block it, so... Oh, it's a parry stick. Oh yeah, it's a martial artist stick still. But look, it uses one-hand blunt as well as brawling, and those seem like a lot of bad useless stats. But he's using it for evade close and parry. So I'm guessing it's a really good set for, yeah, I guess it's a really good twink set. This is a level 150, wasn't it? Oh, okay, he's a nanotechnician, okay. So he probably puts most of his work into the actual damage of his nanos. So, for example, here, this guy has his alien augmented device. I would die for one of those. Another alien augmented device is a nano one. This is the defensive one. And then he's got this one where you use VP points. You can buy it and upgrade it. And it's a research device. And then he's got these little ones that offer pretty nice bonuses, and these are for your utilities, things that at low levels you really never have full anyways. And he's got this cool communication relay device. I believe that drops off AI general or something like that. And then he's got those cool sticks, and then he's got his 6-slot belt, and then he's got all these cool NCUs. Like this one, in critical decrease 1, so things do 1%, I guess, less damage or whatever. And this increases his nano skills. This is increases in his nano speed, and yeah. So yeah, that's pretty kick-ass. Morphing memory. That's cool. I didn't know morphing memory went that high. Weird. And here's his combined scout jacket. I mean, he's wearing hundreds of millions of dollars of gear. Oh, I would love these. I would really, really love these shoulders. Oh. But that's pretty awesome. He's got this cool back item. I wonder where that's from. Web cloak. He's using it as a social. I don't see it on him though. But anyways, yeah, pretty kick-ass. Thank you for watching, guys, and hopefully this wasn't too long of an episode, but I think it was a good wrap-up and catch-up for you guys. And you can find me on RK2 under Fluttershy. I'm back, actually. I decided to... Oh, I'm lagging. Don't lag. Okay, it came back. I just want to quickly show you where I've been setting my points. Yeah, I haven't probably been doing them that well. I've invested points probably where I shouldn't have, but oh well. Here's my abilities. I always cap mine. I'm not sure what you guys suggest. Mine's all in martial artists and body dev. It should be capping brawling as well. In fact, I'm going to do that right now because that's one of your main moves. It's dumb not to. Body dev and nano pool's capped. I find nano pool should be capped unless if you're low on IP points, because the more nano points pool you have, the more heals you can put off on yourself, right? Makes sense. Melee, nothing. Misc weapons, nothing. Range, nothing. Speed, I have physical, dodge, duck, run speed. I always cap run speed. Fade, close. I have nothing for nano resist. I'm not sure what to do for that yet. I think a lot of people say wait till higher levels if you can. Yeah. And then trade, I have my computer lit, always cap pretty much. You don't always have to cap that, but I do because I want to have like the most NCU, so I can have all these crazy buffs at once. Oh, look at this. We can go like this now. And then I have nano. This is where things are getting a little hairy. I have these capped. And I think I put some points into PM. I'm not even sure if PM is useful for anything, but I only did that so I can self-buff myself with composite, buffs. And since I was sitting at 25 a lot, I did that. It's probably not a recommended thing. I'm not sure what martial artists exactly use, but I know for example, I think time and space is something I wouldn't have done, but I believe it's used for crit buffs, etc. So there is definitely importance. And then trade, oh, we just did that. So yeah, and navigation I didn't. I was tempted to put it in vehicle air. We'll see. I may do that anyways. It's not a lot of IP, but I know some people would be like, bad, bad, bad. But I'm not one of those hardcore people who, flip out. Plus, these days you can reset things pretty easy, and there's multiple ways to reset your points. Yeah, I forgot about that, and I thought that was something I should share with you guys, and I think that definitely wraps everything up. Here's my health, there's my nano, and yeah, here's my current ACs, just to give you an idea. And now I'm going to shut up, and thank you for watching.